Hello everybody, this video may contain copyrighted images being used underneath the Fair Use Act for educational purposes. Let's get started. As many of you know, Nathan had a 3-hour shit show the other day. The title was Flat Earth Goes Mainstream. Part of that was accurate. Half of the show was about that. And you all know how I feel about the media or Flat Earth going mainstream through the media. Nothing comes good out of the government. I said the government-controlled media. Nothing good comes out of it. Out of all these Flat Earth articles and interviews and whatever else, they can't show one of them that's positive for Flat Earth. In fact, it's gatekeeping. That's all these people are doing. They're using the media to gatekeep the numbers, to keep the numbers down, to humiliate Flat Earthers on TV. Remember, people don't believe everything on YouTube. They believe everything on TV and in the media, because the media will never lie to them. The government will never lie to them. It's just the other party that lies to them. It's just utter nonsense and gatekeeping. Let's get started here. It's going to be a two-part series here. Let's get started with this clown here, Robbie Davidson, who I suspect, just over a year ago wasn't even a flat earther. And now he's organizing conventions? Yeah, right. He's part of the controlled op, and you'll find that out in this video. But let's listen to him. He seems to think, everybody here seems to think the idea that Bob, you guys heard on Daniel's channel, he did a good job with that video about Bob getting his Flat Earth GoFundMe page. But you'll see that in a second. But all these clowns seem to think just the fact that Bob opened up the GoFundMe page to fund Flat Earth research is a great thing. And in another 5 years, we'll be on top of the mountain. Let's listen.
More from Bob. I think he's just trying to prep himself, and he doesn't want to come off stupid, and he wants to make sure that, he's got all bases covered. So he's gone to Jaron a couple of times asking him advice on certain things. So yeah, Bob is a force to be reckoned with. Watch what's going to happen, I think, in the next 5 years with him, because he's not going to go quietly, and he's not going to allow anyone to tell him what to do. So he's definitely on our side for sure.
I think taking that attitude, Martin, is totally unfair. I mean, if you imagine the flip side of that would be me sitting here now and saying, if only we had someone like Bob to promote a fundraiser to do something amazing for Flat Earth, imagine how much money it would pull in. So if you say, well, now you've actually done that, famous rapper, how dare you? You should just foot the bill.
What happened was they were discussing this earlier, and Martin actually said, hey, this dude Bob getting a GoFundMe page is ridiculous. And Martin's smart. I mean, Martin, I think, is on the fence. He realized he's being used here. That's all these people are doing. They're using Nathan too, but they're both too dumb to realize it. You're part of the controlled opposition. The same people who told us it was a ball, is that controlled opposition. So let's keep going here.
What's rap culture, because to me, it's really sort of satanic by nature, and he's a rap star. So to me, like, I would just, if I was a flat earther, I'd dump that crap straight away. But that's his business, so he's using it. So he's using a lot of stuff. So I'm not really sure, Nathan. I'm just going on my instinct for this dude. He looks like a skanker to me.
You're pigeonholing him. You're saying he's a rapper, which is true, but why is he any different to... How is that any different to somebody pigeonholing Patricia as a CIA shill or something bonkers? He's just a guy. Just a guy.
Just utter nonsense. Sorry about that. I double-clicked there. Just utter nonsense. Do you see the bullshit here? And they didn't tell you what Bob's GoFundMe page was for. Let's see what it says today. Here it is. What's up? Support Bob. Help support Bob purchase and launch multiple satellites in space. This dude's already said space travel doesn't exist and satellites don't exist, but yet this is no different than the Mike Hughes rocket fund. Let's see if my comment's still here. No, my comment was removed. There were several of us calling him out on this bullshit. You know? My comment is John Connor was removed. But it's no different than the rocket launch to 62 miles up to space. What a bunch of BS. Look at this guy's house. He's got more money tied up in this house. He's got a couple mil probably in the bank. He's part of the controlled opposition. Got his little symbols, his little Buddha in the background. I take that's what it is. You know, oh, what's this over here? I wish we could see more of that. You know, this guy is controlled op. It's no different than the basketball players and all that. But all these so-called flat earth leaders seem to think he's a best thing for flat earth. And Jaron is supposed to be real close with this clown. But look at that guy's house. And he wants $200,000 to launch satellites up there in space. Man, and these people just lose credibility. The more shows they do like this, I love it. Because Nathan, do more. Because you all lose credibility. Let's keep going. What do we got here? Oh, yeah, credibility.
So many people in Flat Earth who say, oh, I did this before. It wasn't that cool. I did this before. That wasn't great. I've changed. I'm a different person. Who's to say that there may not be somebody who's come out and say, yeah, at one point in my life, I had a bunch of operations and became a different sex. I'm also a Flat Earther. I think that the community, if it was honestly done, would be, well, some people would be against it, but I think that it would be.
But that's not what people are doing, Patricia. They're lying about it. Deceiving people.
Accepted. The fact that there's rumors that many people in Flat Earth are actually secret transgenders is, why would they come out about this huge truth but not that, which is much of a smaller truth? It's just, it absolutely makes no sense. So,
it makes a lot of sense.
There, if you're a Flat Earther, get on YouTube and start making videos.
You've segued beautifully though, Patricia, because that's what I was going to round out this sort of maybe advice section for people maybe thinking about doing Flat Earth videos, which is something that Martin hit the nail on the head when he said, keep your nose clean. And that comes back to something we talked about on the most previous group show we did, which is about credibility. And if you're going to buy into the toxic nature of YouTube, the chances are that you're going to hear a lot of bullshit stories. And if you repeat them,
if you notice this, Mark taps his mic so he can get the camera to go to him at key moments, and when he credibility and it goes to him. Yeah, right, you're anything but credible, Mark. And so are you, Nathan. Anything but credible. Anybody that supports IPS has no credibility, none whatsoever. And that includes you, Mr. Thrive and Survive, with your new video out supporting IPS and his taking of money. Let's keep going.
You sabotage your credibility. And that's important when we're in an arena that's talking about something that's so fundamental to our well-being. You know, our very nature is about the thing that we're talking about. So when we span off on these tangents about people being trannies, or I don't know, there's 101 different subjects that are similar to that you just roll your eyes and think, why would you want to jeopardize your credibility when there's such an important fundamental truth at stake? It just makes no sense to me. But people do it all day long. I mean, we've mentioned about one who shall not be named that gives IPS a load of grief. He's in our chat at the moment. And, you know, he has no credibility. Just the amount of crap that he spews.
You notice Mark tapped his mic again to go to him. Yeah, utter nonsense. None of you have credibility, and I'll prove that in this video. So let's keep going here. They admit to being the CIA, but what does it matter because they're telling the truth? Listen to this. Listen carefully to what they say here. They're pretty much admitting to be the CIA, but what does it matter? They're telling the truth. Since when does the CIA tell the public the truth? Let's listen.
It's when you are attacked personally that it makes you sigh, because it's not really anything to do with Flat Earth at all.
Right.
You know, it's about an individual that's saying a message and they want to point out where you live or what you do, or even if every single one of us had a history with the CIA, it wouldn't make any difference, as Robbie so eloquently put. The truth is the truth, no matter who says it. So who gives a damn if we were all CIA shills? It wouldn't matter in the slightest.
And also, we were talking about B.O.B. and how he has money and all of that. And having money makes you, quote, one of them. But what if there was somebody who was a millionaire who became a flat earther and wanted to be a part of
like
it?
Patricia?
Just the same as all of us here and in the live chat and who are watching this later. Are they banned from being a flat earther?
No, Patricia, no problem. Just don't come in here and lie your ass off like you are. People see right through your lies, Patricia. You're just digging a deeper hole. Keep going. You're making my job easier. Wow. I think you got the biggest ego in flat earth, Patricia. Bar none. Let's keep going here. This shows you this is gatekeeping here, folks. This whole second half, the whole thing was gatekeeping. That's all it was. Gatekeeping and damage control. Now let's listen to what these clowns, let's listen to what these clowns think about Bill and Neil.
I think he's a victim, not a villain. So is Bill Nye and all these other people. I don't really think that they know. I think they just are following the party line and have high-paying jobs and don't care to look at anything.
I agree.
If Neil walked in, seriously, it might as well be a normal person walking into a coliseum of vampires. It'd be people all you'd see is eyes and teeth. Yeah, just staring at him, clocking his every movement. Camera phones would be out everywhere.
That's right, people. These people believe that Bill and Neil aren't putting on an act. They're just duped, like the rest of us were. You see the utter nonsense, this bullshit here? It's total gatekeeping. They're telling you that Neil and Bill Nye actually think the ball is an earth when they're not acting. In other words, they're not acting. That's what Patricia and Mark and these people say. They're just duped too. No, they're actors. They're not scientists. Bill Nye was supposed to have a degree in engineering, which isn't science. They are actors. They've been acting this whole time, and they are part of the deception. But these people are trying to tell you they're not. Just like Mark and his fake glasses and looking like a buffoon. It's part of the deception. The mockery. Let's continue here. You're going to love the last segment in part 1. Let's continue some more on Robbie here, talking about Neil. And pay attention here to what he says about Neil deGrasse would never get into a situation where cameras would be in front of his face that would get posted on YouTube. Pay attention to that.
Remember in that video, I think if you look on the side, you can see a guy with Neil that's sitting over to the side, like it's his security, it's his agent, whatever. And he just agrees to it before he goes into a function. So, I mean, a one-off like that, sure, Mark or me or somebody could run into Neil deGrasse Tyson, ask him real quick, hey, do you got a couple seconds? Okay, fine. It's up to him to decide. But for him to actually go out of his way, or Bill Nye, that will never, ever happen. Because, again, if people caught it on their cell phones, social media, he was stumped on the curvature rates, or he just looked like a fool, right? So I just...
No, you all look like fools, and Mark knows it, because they're talking about that guy, that other rocket man, what's his name? I can't remember his name. Roland Reddy. They're talking about that. They're saying, Robbie is saying that Neil deGrasse Tyson would never get himself in a situation where he was in front of cameras that can get posted on YouTube. And that was our whole point about the Roland Reddy bullshit. It was staged. And Mark's sitting there saying, oh no, shut up, Robbie, shut up. Do you see the utter nonsense here? It's like we all said, that would never happen in real life. If I walked up to Neil deGrasse Tyson with the fucking camera, he's going to say, no, I got nothing to say. Because he knows he's part of the controlled opposition. He knows he's an actor. Not a scientist, not a theoreticist or anything like that. He's an actor, and these guys are trying to piss him off as just scientists that were duped. Oh, utter nonsense. I think there's a little bit more in this.
And I agree with Patricia that I don't think, as much as we demonize him, I don't believe that, he wakes up every morning and go, hey kids, I'm going out to deceive the world today. I believe that he's just deceived himself. And I mean, for people to believe that all these people are in on this thing and they're purposely keeping it, he just looks at it as ridiculous. He's been indoctrinated his whole life. All his education is behind it. All his peers, he's in circles that they just probably laugh at it. Hey,
do you see the nonsense of this all? These guys want to be the leaders of Flat Earth, the self-appointed leaders. But when we call them out on this bullshit, they call us trolls, troublemakers, shills. You see the nonsense in all this? These guys are doing some serious gatekeeping. They're defending the scientists that are paid to act and dupe you. They're defending them. Ain't many flat earthers going to fall for this. Okay, we got one or two more segments here. Oh, yeah, Mark has a man crush. Let's listen.
To follow your lead there, if I'll do this officially, even though I have made videos against Bill Nye, I'm not hoping for NDT because I just got a feeling he wouldn't be that dumb, or his handlers would not let him be that dumb. But if Bill Nye wanted to come and wanted to talk about it, I would actually give up most of my floor time just to have him sit across a chair from me and, see what he could do. Just to see, just to have a pleasant chat about whatever it is.
He'll give you the post.
Yeah, just a pleasant chat about whatever pops up. Man, Mark's got a man crush, and you could see it in his face. He was blushing there. Anyways, IPS turned on his camera to show us his beard, and he just said he got it trimmed, I guess. And I had to, blotch out all of his pictures so he doesn't send me another fake copyright strike. But as you can, let me make this bigger. Let me make this bigger so you could see here. Anyways, he turned on his camera during this live stream to show us his beard. He's got a little bit under his chin growing there, a little bit of sideburn up there. And then on the next picture, as he turns around, you could see he's got a little bit at the jawline and below the jawline and on the chin, and a little bit below. I guess he had an accident with the razor or something. But yeah, he turned on his camera to show us his beard, so thought I'd show you all. Anyways, you all have a good day.